guys, welcome to Real Talk, the Sunny podcast. On this episode, I'm going to be discussing what's going on social media in regards to what men are teaching us online and what women are teaching us and what's the real intent behind it. I did talk about it at one point on here, but I'm kind of taking it in a slightly different direction this time, a little more depth. So here we go. All right, guys. So I feel like what is trending a lot these days on TikTok more so is women giving a lot of life advice in regards to breakups, dating advice, being open about their own life stories in regards to their dating life. I personally love this stuff. I think it's taken the wrong way from a lot of people out there, which is unfortunate because I really genuinely believe these are women that are just trying to help other women who feel alone or who are not knowledgeable on these topics. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've given advice to people or have made other women aware as to what's really going on with the guys they're talking to or dating, unbeknownst to them. And I haven't even met the guys that they were talking to or dating at the time. And they never even looked at it through the ways that I was looking at it, just from as an outsider peeping in. And I can't tell you how many times I was spot on with these friends in the past. So I think where social media is going is people like myself, where despite us not being quote unquote a professional, I think we are granted access to put our life experiences out there because I believe it's the experiences that give you the tools that can really help other people out there in life. When you're good at something, I think you guys should always work on that. Like, why would you not? If you genuinely like something in life and you're good at it, I think that's your calling. And I think there's a lot of people, because of where social media is going, how there's a lot of people out there, like I just said, such as myself, that are not quote unquote professionals, that could technically give wrong information or misleading information. A lot of people are getting annoyed by people just saying whatever's on their mind, basically, and just putting it out there. But that's the thing about people nowadays. It's up to you guys, just like me, with free will, with the knowledge and information we have, knowing that these people aren't professionals. And if we want to continue listening, we'll continue listening, right? Usually we do, because usually we resonate with these people. Usually their story hits home for us, or usually we feel connected to this person in some kind of way. I can't tell you how many random girls I follow because I like their clothes, or I like the things they're into, or I like their sense of humor. I feel like I know these people even though I don't know these people. People vibe with that. The other people who don't vibe with that can fucking suck it. Who cares? Don't fucking listen. Keep scrolling. I don't know what to tell you. I think there is nothing fucking wrong with women out there talking about their own personal storylines and putting it out there for other people to hear. Do you know how ballsy that is? Like, no, I'm like dead fucking serious. Do you know how much it takes to talk about your own personal story out there and put it publicly for strangers to hear? And also, people from your past are fucking listening. Oh my God, cringeworthy, guys. I feel like I'm a ballsy person. I feel like ever since I started doing this social media stuff, I feel like I always hit a fucking brick wall. telling your story out loud is fucking hard. So when you see those women giving their advice or quote unquote putting men down, if that's how it's coming off, understand this. It's not as easy as it looks. Understand that their motive is not necessarily bad, and understand that their intent may actually be very good. There are women out there that are hurting, that are trying to heal. And believe it or not, sometimes a therapy session just doesn't do that. But you know what does? Talking to your friends does. Letting, or talking to another girl who has a very similar story and you're just sitting back hearing it. Somehow that shit just hits you and makes you feel good. I don't know why, it just does. This is before even social media was a thing. Like, this has always been a thing. So people need to fucking back off and realize this has always been the way it's been. Okay, whether we're professionals or not. When it becomes a dangerous thing, when it becomes a toxic thing, is when women are giving toxic advice and they're being serious about it, because there's women out there who are joking around giving toxic advice, and there's also men out there giving toxic advice. Then that is bad. That's obviously not good. But again, we're all adults here. And we're all making our own decisions. Keep fucking scrolling. So the things that women are putting out there, they're relatable. They are showing that women are powerful channelers of the cyclical side of nature, of life. You know what I mean by that? Like, we truly understand the ups and downs of life, the things that are constantly fucking changing, and we are just going with it, whether we want to or not. We have to. We don't have a fucking choice. And yeah, guys do too. But women, I'm trying to think how I can word this. But the truth of the matter is, it's just like, if you are well-grounded, well-balanced, you should understand that there are some things out there that men are better at and women are better at. And this is one of them that women are better at. We are just better at ever-changing things. We really are, overall. And at the same time, I feel like what's going on is we're empowered by it as well. Because don't we all just want to be comfortable? Do we really do we want to keep moving it? Do we want to keep going through the ups and downs of life? Or do we just want to be comfortable and know what's going to happen and everything's going to be okay? We know we're going to get married, or we are married, whatever your situation is. We have our home, we have our pet, we have our car. I don't know, whatever makes you guys feel safe. Okay. My point is this is where guys teach us order. Guys are good at overall. Okay, not all. Okay, so if you're thinking of your ex that was fucking lazy and not good at this shit, don't worry. He's not the general energy here. All right. We're talking about overall energy. Just like not all women are good or powerful channelers of nature, of life. So guys are good with having a set pattern, right? A schedule, a routine, right? We look at men, and whether you guys are consciously aware of this or not, this has been going on for decades. Timeline after timeline, centuries after centuries. We look at men as powerful guardians, our protectors. Okay? So when they turn against us, we then rebel against them because we have to protect ourselves, do we not? This is what we're seeing online. This is why it feels like we're seeing women kind of act like men, or, angry, or acting some kind of way, or maybe resentful. I think we're misunderstanding that energy. What the dynamic that has happened that has led us to going onto social media and trying to guide others, whether it's women guiding men, woman guiding woman, men guiding men, men guiding women, whichever, both ways. It is from being in a relationship and there has been a struggle with the power dynamics in some type of way, and you and this person were supposed to be working together. This person was supposed to be your guardian, your protector, and they turned against you, and you now have to protect yourself. And this is where we as women rebel. This is where we as women are untamable. This is now where we are a threat to men because they don't know what to do with us. They don't know what to do because their days are fucking outnumbered in regards to being able to keep it going the way it's been going for so long for them. You know what I mean by that? We feel so empowered by the very same thing that we were supposed to quote unquote tame within us. But that's empowering us now, that chaos, so to speak, because they turned against us. So now they feel threatened by us. And I feel like this is all intentional to create powerful individuals, because at the end of the day, no matter what, for that type of situation to even happen between two people, there was some type of insecurity. So we need to build self-confidence through self-empowerment. And that is what is going to slowly happen. There will be this shift in energy over time. Men and women, they just progress differently. And you can see this online. Look at how we explain things. We're chaotic. We're emotional. And they are stoic. This is the way it is. That's how they sound. I'm just kidding. Kylo, stop. Stop doing that. We'll go out in 2 minutes, okay? Sorry. So the way men progress, usually when they're quote unquote climbing up the ladder towards the light of enlightenment, it's usually a straight path, okay? Because again, they teach us order and we teach them chaos, okay? So when we're progressing and growing, we grow like a flower that blossoms, all right? That is what you're seeing online. Not all the time, but general energy. And it's like these guys, they don't know what to do with it. The unevolved guys, the insecure guys, because they will be learning. Just like the women who are insecure, unevolved. And obviously there's different levels to this. Like I myself, I'm not fully there yet, but I'm definitely more so there than I was, I don't know, a few years ago. So just keep that in mind. Everybody's at different levels in their life. But the point for the social media is to teach one another. But with so much pride and ego, it gets entangled. So the fight and the conflict is that men and women feel threatened. Men feel intimidated and they're not sure how to deal with this guidance that's trending, as well as the power we hold, because now we recognize that we have it. And it's our confidence, our self-love, it's our uncontrollable nature. And uncontrollable nature, they don't like that. They like having control. They want a controlled woman, but yet they're attracted to the uncontrollable woman. Why is that? But yet they're angry. They don't understand these videos, and yet they don't understand what to do with these type of women, but yet they're attracted to these women. What a conundrum. What do we do? Why is this? Well, I was thinking about this. I was thinking over the years, the conversations I've had with my guy friends randomly about women, and I never really thought about it this way. But I don't remember ever having like super positive conversations about women overall. Have I had random positive conversations about specific individuals that were women that we knew? Yes. But overall, women in general has been pretty negative. And I wrote down these examples. And these were the repetitive stories that have been repeated throughout different friendships with different guys. And I feel like a lot of other women out there could possibly resonate with this as well. And I'm going somewhere with this, so just follow me. So I've had guy friends as well as exes quote unquote joke about these things, okay? The topics were girls have it easy. We have guys come up to us at bars, clubs to show interest. As in, we don't have to do any work. They have to do all the work. Easy access to get into these bars and clubs with the bouncers. We could just show some revealing clothing, cut the line. You don't have to pay to get in. Let's see, free drinks that they didn't even pay for, but they're scoping you across the bar, and they see all this despite the fact that they were planning on buying you a drink. When we post selfies on social media, they're literally judging the shit out of us, yet zooming in and randomly thinking about those selfies throughout the day as to how good we looked. But the reason they're annoyed, the comments that they're making is because of those DMs we're getting, the text messages. They're automatically assuming we're posting a selfie to get attention. So I don't know if you're putting all this together, but it's pretty much jealousy, right? All we have to do is show up and we get all this fucking attention. We get all this free shit. So I'm also picking up on laziness because they have to do work that maybe they don't want to do. And then there's bitterness. So why? Why is this? What did we do? Did we ask for this? No. But did they? No. What am I talking about? They aren't comfortable in their role, and I do not believe they're consciously aware of this. And this is where the resentment begins. I believe they are dissatisfied with the power we have. Why? Because there are controlling factors. They want that power. Because again, it goes back to them being the protector, the guardian. That shit is in their DNA. That shit's in their blood. So they're already losing their power by these things that they all fucking notice and they scope out because again, they've been the warrior for how long? They've been out there in different timelines. I'm talking about different. Obviously, I'm assuming if you guys listen to this podcast, you believe in astrology, past lives, all that, karma, esoteric, things like that, because that's what I'm referring to here. I very much believe in evolutionary astrology, and that's what I'm talking about. So anyway, so there's resistance to the socially assigned role they've been given. Maybe the role they truly desire is denied. Do they want to protect us and guide us? This is the role they were assigned. Do they want it? Because their actions show otherwise. Do they not? I mean, again, we're talking about general energy here. These types of guys, obviously, these are not confident guys. These are not secure guys. These are not healthy guys. These are unhealed guys. We're talking about a specific breed. But this breed are the specific breeds that those girls are talking about on TikTok that is trending. And there's a reason for that. Those type of guys are hurting those girls. And of course they're hurting them. They're not happy with the role they have in fucking life, and they're not consciously aware of it. They're literally paying attention to everything outside of themselves, lacking zero fucking awareness. They're fucking bitter. And I think there will be this slow shift in energy over time where after seeing these type of videos, whether they're watching the girls talk or not, there will be guys out there, well-informed men who are secure and confident, who did the healing work, who are spiritual, who will get eventually on these guys' feeds, I'm sure of it, at some point in life, or not, because not everyone is meant to become spiritual. Not everyone is meant to ascend, you know? So just putting that out there as well. Most people in life stay in their south node, which is the energy they're comfortable in. And if you guys look at your north node, this is probably that energy you feel so uncomfortable in. This is probably that energy you run from. So anyway, my point here, all right? My point here is that these, quote unquote, I believe are the fallen angels, okay? Now, if you guys know anything about the fallen angels, what are the fallen angels? They wanted what humanity had, what nature had, what earth had, what the feminine had. These archangels that fell, that became the Nephilims, right? They wanted the same ability to indulge in pleasure, right? What did I just tell you? What were those stories they were referring to about women? Was that not pleasure? In their eyes, it was pleasure. To be creative and all these things. Let me pause right there. What do you see men doing nowadays? They're beginning to create, well, I'm sure they've been creating content, but anyway, they're making TikTok videos. They're making YouTube videos, okay? Let me continue. They wanted what humans had that they didn't. And that's why they fell. They felt like we had something that they wanted, but it wasn't granted to them. It was denied. So, to me, in my opinion, these guys who are extremely independent, yet feel threatened by quote unquote independent women, although despite they themselves are independent, despite them teaching us order, they themselves being quote unquote the guardian, the protector. Why do they turn on us? Why do they turn? And what I mean by turn on us is they rebel against their role as our protector, our guardian. Think about your relationships that have ended. Did they or did they not rebel against their role as your protector, your guardian? When they threaten us or go against us, aka cheating, the inability to commit, or the unconventional aspects of a relationship, right? What are these nowadays? Situationships, whatever you call them. So when they rebel against their role as a protector, guardian, when they threaten us or go against us, we turn against them to defend ourselves, because now we're not collaborating anymore. They aren't considering the individual, they're considering the gender. This is the conflict. This is why there are power dynamics at play. They want what we have. So these teachings online, they're comparable if they're 50-50, but if we're all 100%, it just doesn't work. We are meant to empower ourselves as women, and men are meant to empower themselves as well, but guiding one another through empowerment with masculine and feminine principles. But woman teaching us chaos online, quote unquote chaos, right? And what I mean by that, just to be clear, the feminine essence of just wanting to be spontaneous, the creativity, the freedom that amplifies our essence. We're powerful channelers of nature, the cyclical side of nature, of life, right? That's not guys. That's what intimidates guys, is that we're able to do that, because they can't do that. A majority of guys, they cannot. The progression, when we're growing, right? Women, they usually grow, their progression looks like a flower that blossoms. Whereas guys, when they're progressing and they're growing, it looks like a straight path. Again, we can learn from one another if it's 50-50, but not 100%. Not 100%. Oh, it's my way. It's my way. It just doesn't work that way. I feel like all of this is happening right now with social media because it's building self-confidence for us as individuals through self-empowerment. Because what usually creates this conflict with the order and the chaos between the woman and the man is insecurities. It's unhealthiness. I feel like it's been going on for so long where, again, overall energy, not all, but just overall, because I think there's been a lot of men who have been shitted on, okay, but I'm not talking about them. I think throughout history, this repetitive type of energy has been going on for so long, where women have been going through it. And guys have just been doing what they want, quote unquote, or trying to do what they want, however you want to phrase it. It's because they've never been given a choice with their role in society throughout history. Whereas women, I mean, yeah, we can argue that as well. But again, if we're talking about overall energy here, most women have been okay with it. Again, I'm not giving people personal readings here on this episode. So if you feel like you are that independent woman who wasn't okay as, you know, the maid back in 1723, well, Judy, this isn't your reading. If you'd like a private reading, hit me up. But overall energy I'm referring to, women are naturally in tune with the flows of life. Are we not? Especially the changing parts of life. Are we okay with it? No. But when we fall, we get back up. When men get sick, what happens? Oh my God, what happens? What happens to them? It's like you got to go out there and you got to go buy Depends, right? For those of you who don't know what Depends are, these are adult diapers, okay? A majority of guys can't fucking handle, they can't handle the slightest fucking change because they are used to that, that routine, that, oh God, what did I write? Order, sorry, see? Yep, I'm the chaos there, the order. Their direction, their sequence, their pattern. That's what they're... Oh, hold on. That's so wrong. That's not what I meant to say. That's why we are all good. That's why we're good together as men and women. And I'm not saying, I hope people don't take me literally here, that there aren't women with a lot of earth in their chart. I mean... It's just not the point of this episode. It's just not. I hope you guys are open-minded listening to this. So anyway, guys can teach us order and women can teach us chaos. You can get this beautiful divine energy if you can balance these two energies out, because there is something beautiful within the chaos and there is something great within the order. There just is. You really need both. But right now, I think we're in the beginning stages of this, I don't know, quote unquote, rebelling against the bullshit, even though it's been happening forever. There's nothing new about this energy except it's in our fucking face now. It's like right in front of us, and now we can access all this information. We can learn more about it. There are so many people who lack information on healing, lack information on what cheating looks like, on what being treated like shit looks like, who have been taught to be treated like shit and that it's okay or you're not worthy. And it's like, now there are women out there, guides, quote unquote guides, that come off as, untamable, that, are threatening these guys, and for good reason. For good reason. You can't continue treating people like shit. You just can't. And this is why it's finally, I feel like, going to come to an end, because now it's 2023. Guys can decide what type of role they want to play. They don't have to play like they're going to act like this. They're going to be like that. If they don't want to be a protector, if they don't want to be a guardian, then all of that, I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this. Because I think everybody has a different path in life. I've always said this, and I'm always going to say it. I don't think anything is black or white. I think the secret is that a majority of things, there's more gray in life than black or white. So despite me saying all this stuff, somebody listening to this may have their natal chart and their destiny is leaning towards finding a very, laid back partner who's not dominant, but they themselves are dominant. And this is why they need a laid back partner. Meanwhile, I'm telling you guys, like, a really great relationship would be finding this independent man who teaches us order, who is healthy and well balanced and is okay in his role as a powerful guardian protector, who genuinely likes his role in life, and feels empowered by being with a woman who is creative and independent herself and amplifies her essence by being spontaneous. And this doesn't make him feel insecure. I feel overall energy, this is great. But that may not be for everybody, right? I could think of so many quiet people in this world where this is, whoa, no, not me. So you got to find out what works for you, obviously. Like I said, it's not a private reading. But anyway, so this is what I feel like is going on. Just my personal 2 cents, my personal thoughts, something to think about, different way to look at these things. Find people that you resonate with online if you haven't found it yet. All right. Bye, guys.